Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 run. Hope you're all doing well. Today, I want to try one of the new weapons from the 1.1 beta update with a new character. The Icicle is a weapon that has been added as a starting weapon to a lot of different characters, and I think it's one of the most powerful and most interesting weapons in the game right now. It's extremely strong at the moment, and so I want to try it with a bunch of different characters as a starting weapon and see if it might just be the best way to play those characters. I'm trying it with the Crazy because the Crazy synergizes really well with the Icicle, in my opinion. You get plus 100 range with precise weapons, which it is, and range is really good with piercing weapons because it means they're more likely to hit multiple enemies. And you get 25% attack speed, which works really well with the Icicle, who's a very slow attacking weapon, so its main scaling comes from attack speed more than anything else. So we're going to use Icicles with the Crazy and just sort of see how this works. Of course, we start with a knife as well, but we're going to sell that because we want to roll into more Icicles. When you start with two weapons, you should be able to make extra money off the starting wave because we just have multiple attacks, so we can clear the enemies faster. Although, we've gotten a very unlucky set of enemy spawns. That was actually... we ended up making almost no money. You can usually expect 54 to 56 materials off of the first wave. Because the enemies all spawned in incredibly unlucky places for us, we only made 52, despite having two weapons from the start. So that was very unusual and very unlucky for us, and puts us behind by only a couple materials, but this is a character that should be ahead, so interesting start already. I'm going to... I could take luck here, I could roll for harvesting, I could take elemental damage. I'm just going to take 5 luck. Always good to pick that up when you see it early. And then we'll recycle the knife and roll. I will definitely lock the bag and roll. I am looking for more Icicles. I'll luck plant because it's a very efficient healing item. I'm going to roll some more. Okay. Okay. Game. All right, well, we have rolled and found 0 Icicles, so we're stuck with 1. This is what's the opposite of streamer luck? That's what we're having right now. So we're very behind because we got some of the worst enemy spawns I've ever seen on wave 1, and no Icicle. When I rolled a ton. I kept rolling there because you really need to lock weapons off the starting waves, and the fact that we weren't able to is very bad for us, of course. And then once I got to like rerolling for 10, obviously it was probably not right to reroll for 10 there, but I was just so surprised that we weren't seeing any. I just wanted to see if the game would continue to give me no Icicles. That was very funny and very interesting. I could reroll here, I guess, to try to get a better stat. Sure, I'll take 5 luck. It seems like we need it. And then we're going to roll and roll again. Okay, so we found a second and a third Icicle, so they do exist. This is like my last video, rolling for fireballs, except it's right from the start of the game. I did also confirm, by the way, that fireball does still exist. I did a very brief off-camera run just to keep re-rolling the first like couple waves to see if fireball is still in the game, and I did roll into one. You can see we are really struggling to clear the enemies here because we have no weapons, so we're down, I don't know, 20 materials from where we would be otherwise. I kind of want to roll for harvesting because we're going to need it in order to have our economy come online at all, given that we didn't find any weapons. I will take the bag though, and then I'm going to roll here again, looking for Icicles. We missed. I could reroll one more time while we're still guaranteed to see one weapon here, and I probably should because we've got to find an Icicle. We did find a level 2 Icicle, so we're recovering a little bit from that disastrous start, but definitely behind where you'd expect it to be. I'll take the propeller hat as well. Sharp bullet I will not take because Icicle already has piercing, so this just decreases our piercing damage and reduces our clear speed until we find pumpkin. And in this early game that's already going quite badly, I don't want to have to roll for a specific item to synergize with an item I just picked up. before it becomes good. Because Sharp Bullet reduces the damage that your piercing shots do. When you already have piercing shots, that just reduces your overall clear speed quite dramatically. Especially because Icicle is a weapon that attacks slowly, so we rely a little bit on our piercing shots in order to actually clear enemies. All right, so wave 4, 97 material, definitely not where we want to be. We're picking up a little bit of harvesting here. I'm going to roll one more time and see if we can try to recover just by getting some harvesting online. Take the Icicle here. I will take the propeller hat because that's an economy item. I'm fine leaving the plant locked for a long time. It's just a good item and we know we're going to buy it eventually. So we are giving up some rerolls, but that's just kind of what happens when your start is this weird with so few weapons. Finding this few Icicles is also pretty bad because Icicle is one of the weapons in the game that levels up the absolute best, and it's got two really good weapon tags, both Elemental, which boosts its base damage, and Precise, which boosts its crit chance, increase the damage output of the weapon, and synergize with one another. So the fact that we haven't gotten those weapon tags online and are behind on levels of a weapon that levels really well is definitely a problem for us. I'm going to keep buying harvesting just to make sure that we can actually get our build online a little sooner. All right, well, Sharp Bullet and Pumpkin showed up in the same shop, so given that, I'm definitely going to just take them, and then we'll pick up the plant and then roll. And okay, we got another bag and an Icicle and an Insanity, so things are getting a little bit back on track. With our piercing damage only at minus 5%, our first pierce is at minus 55, and our second pierce, I believe, is at minus 85, something like that. Can't remember the exact number for the second pierce, but we should still do decent damage with our second piercing attack. And as we find more pumpkins, which hopefully we will, we'll get our piercing damage back online. Piercing 3 times will do a little bit of damage in addition to our single pierce. And if we find more pumpkins, it gets even better. Mostly this is good if we find Scared Sausage as well, because the third pierce can light those enemies on fire and then potentially kill them. And it'll be good for some waves where enemies have particularly low health, especially wave 9. You can see we are still making less money than you would expect from these waves because we're just so behind in terms of number of weapons, but we did buy harvesting and luck, so that has helped put us back in the game. I'll take Clockwork Wasp. We need some movement speed, and we will take 2 armor because we currently have no defensive stats. 1 elemental damage, 5 harvesting. I think I need damage right now, so I'm going to buy the elemental damage because my actual damage output is quite low currently as well. Now we've got another level 2 Icicle, so we're a little behind where you'd expect to be on wave 7 in terms of weapon levels, but not horribly behind. We caught up a little bit, and hopefully we can continue to catch up as we go through the waves. Definitely buying all 3 of these items. Given that I'm doing that, we will not lock any, or we won't reroll because we have 3 items locked. I think our damage is actually good enough at this point that we can let at least some of the slashers spawn without losing too many enemy kills. I want to kill some of the eggs because if we focus too much of our damage on the big slashers, then we're definitely going to lose enemy kills, but we can let 1 or 2 spawn, and they're worth 4 materials each when you kill them if you let them hatch, so worth doing that when you think you can kill them quickly. The fact that we're playing the Crazy is definitely carrying us at the moment after that disastrous start, because the Crazy's 25% attack speed bonus is what's keeping us actually clearing these enemies reasonably quickly. I'm going to take the elemental damage over the armor there. I will take the recycling machine. Can I buy both of these? Yes, and we'll reroll once. Okay, great. 2 more Icicles is perfect. I'll also take the mushroom. I think this is going to be a regeneration build more than a lifesteal build, though we'll probably pick up both. But leveling our icicles is really important because icicle levels really well. It gets more crit chance, it gets more base damage, it gets faster attack speed by a lot, and then at higher levels it actually gets better critical damage as well. This times 2 goes up to 2.5 and then 3 as we level it up. So icicle is one of the weapons that gets the absolute most in the game out of being leveled up. Very important to get high weapon levels on this weapon. Just ran right into that guy for no reason. Currently we are... The thing that we're most behind on is defensive stats, because we've actually managed to catch up a little bit in terms of economic stats and mostly in terms of weapon levels and like damage and clear speed, but we did so at the cost of not having bought any regen, any HP, so we're only at 20 max HP on wave 8, which is very bad, and similarly have almost no regeneration, very low armor, and so on. So we're gonna have to play quite conservatively in the next couple waves in order to make up for that problem. We also have no percentage damage. We haven't seen a single boost to our percentage damage, so I'll take the harvesting there. 3 elemental or 7 crit or 3 armor. I'll just take the base damage on the weapon. That's usually the best one to take early. Take this and this and this and roll. Leather vest, that's a defensive item. Although with only, since we can't build dodge, I don't know if the armor alone is worth buying the leather vest. I'll definitely buy the helmet here. Helmet was newly buffed also in the patch. Leather vest, we will eventually, I mean, if we get enough dodge naturally, we would still build dodge, but climbing out of a minus 30 deficit is very difficult, so it's not something that we're really going to look to do. Plus 2 armor, I think isn't worth losing 3 HP when we only have 21, so I'm actually going to pass on that. I'll definitely buy the boiling water. I think this also is a wisdom game, because I think we're going to be a little behind in terms of damage output, and wisdom is at its best when you're a little behind in terms of damage output and need to make sure that your damage is scaling over the course of the waves. And also I just want to keep testing that item because it was newly buffed, and I'm interested to see if it ever does well. So far I've mostly been disappointed when I buy it, but always room to try out items that were recently buffed or new and see if they work. So you can see our clear speeds are good. We're still killing the enemies pretty fast, but we have no defensive stats and like no HP. Whoops, walked into 2 enemies there, and we have very little healing, so I have to be quite careful. And try to work my way around here, kill this tree, and pick up these 2 consumables, and that'll get us back towards full health. Then I want to go through the middle here to at least pick up some of those materials before the end of the wave. Still making decent money this wave, but our low HP is definitely keeping us in worse shape than we would be otherwise. Definitely take the fertilizer. We've got the harvesting, and we'll take coffee. I really need percent damage. I'll take the 7 crit chance over the attack speed just because it's a level 3 upgrade. And I would really like luck as well. We have 2 bags, so luck is even better, but 3 armor has got to be the pick. Taking this, and then roll. Vigilante ring, that will help solve our percent damage problems, which we have minus 27% damage, which is a little bit fake because the wisdom is going to give us a bunch of that back, but still really important to start fixing that. And then we will take the icicle here, getting our first level 3 icicle, which as you can see crits for 2.5x with a 40% chance to do so. Lifesteal and regeneration off the blood leech, we kind of want both of those stats. Currently though, our healing is quite poor. I think I'm going to pass on that. I'm going to look for max HP before I invest too heavily in healing, because without the max HP to support it, healing doesn't do that much. Really need to find just like a broken mouth or something like that would put this character in much better shape. We have horde waves upcoming. And the best thing for a horde wave, honestly, would probably be another pumpkin, because we have the sharp bullet already. but I'm definitely going to need the healing to support taking some damage during the horde waves, because we're just a little behind because our shop was so bad. I know I'm coming back to that a lot and talking about how bad our level 1 shop was, but this is a game about building incremental advantages. So when you get off to a really bad start, if you aren't recording content for YouTube, you can honestly just restart. It'll probably be easier overall. I'll take the Claw Tree for 3% crit chance, although we do need the HP. The crit chance is still really important. And then here, I'm going to take the base damage over the critical hit. And I'll take 4 regeneration over 3 armor here. I really want to buy some healing at this point. Defective steroids we're taking because we need max HP, even inefficient max HP. And we'll just buy all of this. Adrenaline we can't use because we have minus 34% dodge, but I will buy Warrior Helmet, and I'll lock the little muscly dude as well. Although we don't use the melee damage, 5 HP definitely helps get us to the point where our HP is more reasonable, so we'll pick that up. I think I will take the Blood Leech also, because I want to build enough healing for the Horde Wave that we can survive it. I'd love a Gecko at this point. We're leaving a lot of materials on the ground. We also could buy Alien Tongue if we see it for increased pickup radius. Right now, a lot of our healing is from consumable items, and I've been saying this a lot in my recent videos because I think it's an important lesson. Pickup radius is best when you're healing off consumable items. If you're just struggling to pick up materials, then just buy baby geckos instead. We have decent enough damage to kill the rib cages. A hunting trophy, of course, would be the #1 item that we could find, especially going into a horde wave, because that would be so much money for us. But I would honestly be happy to not get greedy and just buy any like percent damage item. Yeah, I'll take 12% damage. When you have minus 21%, 12% bonus is such a huge bonus. And then we're very happy to pick up another Icicle. In fact, I'm going to buy this whole shop. Rolling again here. 3% crit chance. Our structures can crit, which doesn't do anything, but 3% crit chance is a little interesting. Definitely taking the plant. I think we will pass on the pile of books. At 3% for 158, I just don't think that's a good way to buy crit chance. I will buy these 2 items, and we'll pick these 2 up as well and go into the horde wave. Gonna need to get a little bit more damage before we face an elite. This is a character that definitely wants to just kill elites before they get a chance to fight back at all, so we just want to maximize our damage output. You can see the sharp bullet piercing damage is helping us clear this horde wave a little faster too. Even though we didn't find a scared sausage or anything for it, because we found that pumpkin in the same shop, the sharp bullet is working out pretty well for us. But because Icicle is a weapon that relies a lot on its piercing damage in order to actually clear enemies, I didn't want to invest too heavily into sharp bullet. Sorry, I'm having to dodge a lot here because taking a lot of damage. I'm leaving a ton of material on the ground, but that's okay. We survived the horde wave, and I was concerned about that. I will take the Lost Duck. Yes, we lose elemental damage, but luck is so important to this character, and we need attack speed as well. Take both of these items and then roll. Crown we can take. We have 15 regeneration and only 35 HP, so I'm going to take the Weird Ghost here as well. So we made it through the horde wave. That was our first major test for this character, despite our horrible start. Next major test is, can I survive having picked Weird Ghost on wave 13? And the answer so far is yes. Also, we need to pick up as many materials as possible because we left so many on the ground last wave. Would love to find a baby gecko because we're leaving mats all over the ground, obviously. And now we need some more armor because I did just buy glass cannon. I don't know why I just stood there and let that projectile slowly drift into me. It's taking extra damage for no reason. At least we've picked up all the materials that we left on the ground last wave, so we're making some of our money back here. I think Crazy with Icicle should be a pretty easy run overall, but this has been a really tricky one, thanks to some quite bad luck. Coil, I don't think we want... If I had a Scared Sausage already, I might buy Turret, but I don't think we want that either. Let's just roll here. I'll take the Boiling Water. I'll take the Lost Duck again. Luck still really important for this character, and we'll boost our move speed. It's a free reroll, so I'll take the Cyber Ball, because we are building luck, and we are struggling a little bit to clear the waves. So Cyber Ball can help with that, and we'll lock the Spicy Sauce just because we only have 36 HP. Sometimes you just get really bad chops and you just have to make the best of it, and that's what has happened in this run. If this were a more difficult character, then we might be in more trouble. As is, definitely not guaranteed that we would win this run. But that was some of the absolute worst chop luck that I've seen in hundreds of hours of playing Brotato. And it kind of continued. We managed to pick up some weapons, but we weren't able to get any decent items basically throughout this entire run. The bags are definitely helpful, though. That's what's keeping us alive here. Range damage, explosion size. This honey item, which was reworked, doesn't do anything for us because we have no explosion. So let's go ahead and recycle. And then I'll just take the crit chance here. Upgrade the Icicle. We are going into another Horde wave. Take the Spicy Sauce and the Insanity, and then roll here. Alien Magic. This is huge for us. Obviously, losing luck is painful, but that's some healing that we desperately need, and some max HP we need even more. Would like to have the Metal Detector going into the Horde wave, but I'll lock it. How likely am I to be able to buy something for 75 or no, 67? Probably not that likely, so I'm just gonna save my 35 here. So I do think the Wisdom is actually doing well this run, because we were struggling to clear these like later halves of the wave, and the Wisdom damage increase is letting even our Cyber Ball and our piercing damage, which is fairly low otherwise, still kill these enemies. So I actually think that the Wisdom has done quite well for us. Trying to pick up some of these materials so we're not leaving just thousands on the ground here. So when you're kind of behind like this, Wisdom can be okay, maybe. We are at a really dangerous position. I had to sort of run in there and pick up some consumables right. Oh no, 1 second. I was trying to get that one consumable. All right, well, that was some of the worst chop luck I've ever seen, and that really snowballed. So let's try that again and see if we can make this run work this time. I also played that last wave pretty badly. I could have picked up the consumable there. It's been a long time since I've lost a vanilla Brotato run on camera, so this is much more likely. Getting 61 on wave 1. I kind of forgot that was where the bad luck started. Was we only got 52 materials because we had such bad enemy spawns on the first wave. take the elemental damage here, I think. I could also roll for, or I could take attack speed. I could also roll for harvesting. Yeah, let's actually roll and get some economy stats going. All right, we're going to recycle this knife, buy the icicle, and then reroll. Buy the icicle. Hey, they do exist. We'll take boiling water as well. And then I'm going to roll a couple times to try to lock another icicle. And this is much more like what you would expect to see off the first wave. If I had survived that horde wave, I think we do actually win that last run with 1 second remaining in the horde wave when I died. I tried to move over to pick up. I knew I was going to take a couple hits because we were getting overwhelmed. So I tried to move over to pick up the consumable, but just didn't quite get in range of it. Definitely taking the harvesting here, and we'll pick up the icicle and roll. Fertilizer is one of the few, is the only economy item that I will buy over looking for a weapon on wave 1 and 2, just because it snowballs so well to get early harvesting. And then we're going to roll here. I don't want to lock the alien tongue, although I might consider buying it, but I'll roll to see if we can find another icicle, which we cannot, but Peaceful Bee is good. All right, well, we're at 4 icicles, which is better than we were at this. Still not great, honestly. We're still actually running pretty badly on finding icicles, but better than we were on our last run. Honestly, very surprised to have lost a game of Brotato. That doesn't happen very much anymore, because I've just played this game more than anybody should. Let's go ahead and reroll here and look for some more economy stats. We'll take the luck, and then I guess I'll buy both of these. I could take the snake in case we find scared sausage. Since we haven't found it, I'm just going to reroll and reroll one more time, looking for more icicles and other items that we actually want. We'll take the baby gecko here as well. That can help solve the problem we were having last run of leaving materials on the ground. Icicle. Definitely a great weapon. Probably not the best weapon for this character, but I am interested to see how well it plays out in a run that's a little bit more typical. Here, I'll just take 2 elemental damage. I could roll for economy stats or attack speed or something, but the elemental damage is good. We already have 4% dodge, so I could maybe get to positive dodge by taking 9%, but I think I'd rather just roll for a better stat. And then here, I'm going to take 6 max HP, because right now we have very low max HP, and we want to make sure that we have some. I'm going to take the jelly here. It's only 1, so this is a very bad ratio, buying max HP for only 1, but it is a level 1 item that we don't have for a potential fairy. Just a good item overall, I think, to have in our back pocket. And then we'll take the icicle, and in fact, I'm going to lock this entire shop. The charcoal is a little unfortunate here, because it's going to put us further from having our harvesting grow by 2 every wave. We want to get to 21. It's only growing by 1 right now, so it would get there at wave 6, assuming we find no harvesting. So we're going to roll aggressively to find harvesting in our level up this wave, so that we can buy the charcoal without costing ourselves too much harvesting growth. Still want to buy it though, just because elemental damage is really important to this character. Hoping that we can find a harvesting and still get enough money that we can buy out that whole shop. I didn't check to see how much money we needed, which I probably should have, because that could inform whether I reroll or not in the level up screen here. We want to make sure we have enough money to buy out the whole shop and get our free reroll and everything. Okay, great. We take 8 harvesting, don't have to reroll, and we can buy out this whole shop. So perfect, perfectly calculated by me. And then we're going to lock all these items and with only one slot open. I could reroll to try to find an Icicle, because this is a guaranteed weapon slot, so we're definitely going to see a weapon in this slot. We only have 4 level 1s and 2 level 2s, so we're a little behind on Icicles. So I could roll for that. For 7, I don't think it's worth it. That's very close, though. Much closer than you might think. I don't know if you saw that we killed those 4 enemies there and only a single material spawned out of them. On wave 6, I think enemies have like a 90% chance of dropping a material that slowly decreases over the course of the wave. But only getting 1 out of 4 enemies is pretty ridiculous. I don't know, I guess this character is just cursed. Possibly the crazy offended a witch in a previous life or something. Don't want this. Range is okay for this character, but obviously range damage doesn't do anything. Here I'm going to take the luck over the regeneration and lifesteal, and we'll take the crit chance. And then we will buy these 3 items. Reroll. There's another Icicle, perfect, and roll. Dangerous Bunny, another great economy item, so we're going to take all of these and do a free reroll. We don't want Gambling Token because we're not building it to dodge. So I currently have very low healing, or no healing other than 1 lemonade, so I need to be careful with the Weird Ghost. I guess I have Cute Monkey as well, but I do need to be careful with the Weird Ghost this wave. For that reason, I'm going to break the eggs, just to make sure that we're not under pressure to run around DPSing down the big slashers. So it costs me a little bit of money to do it that way, but not a ton. No consumable spawns, which is a little unlikely with as much luck as we have. I was expecting to be back out of one-shot range sooner than that. More evidence for my witch theory. Gonna let at least a couple of the eggs hatch and kill the slashers for the extra money. I think we can get 1 over here. I'll take the jelly and the defective steroids because we do want to boost our max HP. 12% damage when we have only 1% I think is too important to pass up on, so we're going to grab that. Take the shady potion. Ugly Tooth is not bad. We're going into an elite wave and this can slow the elite for us. And Scared Sausage, that'll help as well. I'll take Snail and Energy Bracelet also. Both great finds for this character, of course. Killing the loot alien there is great. We don't have bags like the last run, unfortunately. That was the one thing that was going well in the last run, was we found 2 bags. I do need to get some healing. It's possible that this character does want lifesteal over regeneration, actually, because we are still a ranged character with piercing shots, so maybe I should focus on lifesteal instead. Oh, let's make sure we kill this tree. Riposte, of course, we're going to sell, and padding. Don't want any of these. We have no armor, but we want to pick up higher level upgrades. I'm gonna try lifesteal for my healing this run, I think. Buy both of those, and I'll take the duct tape as well, because we currently have no armor. Garden, that's another good way to heal, and Icicle we will, of course, take also, because Icicle levels are really important. Haven't leveled my Icicles that much, and we have no, we have basically no healing. So this wave is also going to be a little bit stressful, I think. You might think that this is a bad character weapon combination when we've had two like kind of rough runs so far with it, but I genuinely think we're just getting staggeringly unlucky with what items we're seeing in the shops and enemy spawns and everything. I say this pretty frequently, but it's important to recognize when you're making bad decisions and that's causing your difficulties. But as a corollary to that, it's also important to recognize when you're making good decisions and just getting unlucky. And in this case, I think it's the latter. Though, of course, humans are very likely to believe that. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. I'm going to take the armor here. 2 armor for 3 HP is a good trade at this point, so we'll pick that up. Take 15% max HP. More base elemental damage, or I could roll for more healing or max HP. I'm just going to take the damage. Baby with a beard doesn't really do anything for us. Let's go ahead and buy an icicle, wheelbarrow, and boiling water. Another icicle. I will take the Scar. Scar is now pretty good to buy later on just because it got a cost reduction, so we're happy to see it even relatively late. Obviously would have preferred to see it before wave 9, but still a good item to have at this point. Definitely need more armor, and I need more lifesteal, and I need more HP before we fight an elite. So a lot of stats that we need. The level 3 Icicle should also, because of its 2.5 times critical damage, give us a much faster clear time on the elite, which will help us out. It's really interesting that we've ended up at such low percentage damage in both of these runs. Obviously, last run, our start was so bad that we were going to end up low numbers in every stat, but percentage damage is usually not a stat that I struggle this much to find, and in these runs we really have. Crazy is tagged with critical hit stuff, so we're more likely to find that than other damage output, other kinds of damage output, but just an interesting thing that's happened in these runs. I'm going to roll here. Harvesting, of course, is good, but I would rather find something that increases our damage more or gives us more healing. Luck would be nice, but I think we need the lifesteal, and we will take the bat as well. Finding those is going to help us survive the elite, and then we will buy these items. I do want the compass, I think. It's a free reroll, and we have -3 speed, so we need it. I'm going to buy this, and really interesting choice here. I do want all of these items, excuse me. Do I think the crit chance or the damage is going to help me burn down the elite faster? We have a couple icicles. I mean, we could probably do the math, right? So with base damage of 43, 10% is +4 damage, or 10% is a little, 12% is a little more than +4 damage. 10% of ×2 is +4 damage from the crit chance. The icicle 2.5x, 10%, 54, that's +7.5 damage, and this is still just a little over 5. So the Cyclops Worm's a little better for our level 2s, the Sunglasses is a little better for our level 3s. I'm going to tie break it by not reducing my armor. And then we're going to go ahead and buy this Icicle as well. All right, it's another, it's this elite, which should be a relatively good one for us to fight, I think, because we're a ranged character. And this elite is a little bit easier when you're a ranged character, usually. Typically, as long as you've got decent wave clear, the Crocodile Head Elite is the hardest for melee characters and the easiest for ranged characters, because ranged characters can just move in a triangle around it and constantly damage it, and melee characters have to chase it, which makes them much more likely to actually take hits from it. So kind of a lucky elite roll for us, and we were able to kill it without any real difficulty, despite having only 34 health. Okay, well, we got a wave 11 anvil, and we're on a weapon that really wants to level up. So that is definitely turning things around for us. Okay, now I have to do some anvil math. So if I combine 2 level 3s, 2 level 2s, and buy a level 3, that turns 4 anvil ticks into 2 anvil ticks. If I just buy a level 3, then that turns 1 anvil tick into 0. So it's better in this case for me to combine and buy a level 3. Now we have 7 total anvil ticks to reach max level, which is fewer than if I had done it the other way around. Anvil always makes the math interesting on whether you combine items, whether you just buy them, whether you sell a lower level item to buy a higher level item. There's always some interesting interplay with Anvil that you don't get with other items, with normal upgrades where you just want to combine your lowest level ones. Gonna buy all of these and then roll. And small magazine, I think I do actually want at this point. Any attack speed is really good for us, so we'll pick that up. Take our free reroll here. I do have a scared sausage. We don't have a lumberjack shirt. Pocket factory is a little bit of a luxury item, which I think we don't actually want on this character. We have piercing shots and a long-ranged weapon, so I just don't think the pocket factory is likely to help with our actual clear times. And given that we're a little behind in terms of defensive stats, I need to not spend 170 on a pocket factory. That won't really do much for us. Which I know makes everyone sad, because Pocket Factory is everybody's favorite item, including mine. But in this case, this run is still definitely in jeopardy, so I want to make sure that we actually do get a win with this character weapon combination. And that means not buying just pure luxury items when we still only have 35 max HP. The upcoming Horde wave, I'm a little nervous about. Wave 15 Hordes are always a little bit dangerous. So we need to make sure we've got enough clear speed to kill the enemies. I'll take the attack speed, that will help a lot. We will continue to buy attack speed, healing, and lifesteal, and then roll. Mouse is good as well, and acid, this is our first opportunity to buy HP in a long time, so we're very happy to pick that up. For 18, I'm not going to reroll, I think, because we have 2 items locked. Again, would love a hunting trophy, of course, going into a Horde wave. If the game is taking requests. Give me a hunting trophy and play Freebird. The armored chargers are definitely still dangerous. Because I don't have a ton of base damage and percent damage, we're not like one-shotting enemies the way you would normally expect to on a precise weapon like this. So we're still taking hits occasionally. Gummy Berserker, I do want attack speed, but I don't think we can afford to reduce our armor when we only have 2. Let's go ahead and reroll here. I'll take the crit chance, that will increase our damage output dramatically. With 18% lifesteal, can I afford a Weird Ghost going into this Horde wave? I think I probably can. So we're going to buy that, and we will take the sunglasses as well. Bandana I'll take also, because that doesn't reduce our piercing damage, but gives us more pierce. So that'll be pretty good for us. We have 51 max HP, and obviously a Weird Ghost, so I will be at 1 HP. But with 18% lifesteal, even on a Horde wave, I feel pretty safe doing this. And we have Garden as well, so I can run over here and grab some health. Being at 50 max health is so much better than being at 35. Just means we're so much less likely to be just one-tapped by an elite or swarmed to death by a couple random enemies. So very happy to have found some max HP. Our damage is definitely still falling a little bit behind because this is wave 15, so we get the helmet horde aliens. And we just don't quite have the damage output to kill them quickly. Starting to be a little concerned with the last couple seconds in the wave, because this is what happened last time, but looks like we're gonna make it. Left a ton of materials on the ground, but that's fine, as long as we lived. Take the attack speed here, take the acid, and oh, I can't even afford the bandana. Fin I will buy as well, because we are at 0% move speed. And then let's go to wave 15. Or I guess that was that was a wave 14 horde, I guess. Hang on. Yeah, I guess that was a wave 14 horde. I was just completely miscounting the waves there. A little less dangerous usually than wave 15 hordes, wave 14, because the danger on wave 14 typically is the goobers that spawn right from the summoners, and just getting so many of those on the field that you just died all their ranged attacks. But as the horde aliens spawn, if there's a lot of stuff on the field, they'll despawn the oldest enemies, and so you actually end up just with fewer goobers running around than normally on wave 14, so it's a lot less dangerous overall. With only one armor, we've got to take armor. We just can't be running around with armor this low at this stage in the game. We're going to buy all this and then roll. Lucky Charm I will take as well. More attack speed I'll definitely take also, and more maximum HP. Lifesteal is still not an amazing way to heal for this character, just because it's a slow attacking weapon, but it seems to be working out okay, at least in combination with our cute monkey and our pretty high consumable healing. We're doing fine. One issue with Icicle is just that the projectile travel time is a little long, so sometimes the enemy will have moved by the time the Icicle actually hits where it was aiming at. It's not the slowest traveling weapon, but it's not the fastest either. You can see, though, that once we've gotten it leveled up a bit, thanks to the anvil, the Icicle is really putting in the work in terms of clear speed. Definitely don't want the coil here, because we have no knockback. I think at this point we want to level crit chance, because we have ×3 critical damage on our weapons at level 4, so the level 4 Icicles will do a ton. Flamethrower would be really good for us, of course, because we have 23% lifesteal, so this would give us a ton of healing. It has 400 range, so it's almost as much range as the Icicle has. Wait, that's interesting. So does Flamethrower not gain base range? Oh, no, right. We have the extra 100 range with precise weapons only from the crazy. So we could take the Flamethrower and use it, but I do want this to be an Icicle run, so we're going to pass on the level 4 Flamethrower. Just worth noting that for maximum chance of winning the game, you would definitely take Flamethrower there. Take the mouse here. Baby Elephant can help with some splash damage as well. Very happy to get the wolf helmet, and we'll pick up the head injury, of course, also. For 32, I'm not going to reroll. We'll just leave an item locked and go to the next wave. Would like a little more move speed. For this point in the game, we're still very slow. These enemies are starting to die really fast just because Icicle levels so well, so we're just killing them immediately with our critical hits because ×3 critical hit damage is so high. Definitely happy to get the improved tools. We'll take the max HP there as well. We still have negative engineering, so the nail is not going to be good. Wolf helmet is fine. Sad tomato we could maybe take. It is only 8 HP regen though, so although we'll heal back up the half starting health very quickly with our lifesteal, I don't think the 8 HP regen is going to be that relevant, but I will take the weird food there. Crown is a bit too late, given that we're already going into wave 18. The level 4 Icicle we don't need, because our Anvil's just going to give us that. I could recycle this Icicle, buy this one, and that would get us 2 armor. But I don't think spending 400 on 2 armor is going to be particularly good. Level 2 Icicle doesn't do anything. Poisonous Tonic, though, we definitely want. And given that we have improved tools, I'll probably just take another Garden. Healing is still kind of an issue for us, so I want to make sure that we have good ways to do that. Garden's one of the best for this build right now, because we have improved tools and a ton of consumable healing. Now that our Icicles are leveled up, we just get to blow up the elite very, very rapidly. Definitely not a perfectly played run by me or anything like that, but it's certainly a lot smoother than the last one. I'm always curious about viewer retention. I can look at the stats, of course, after like a couple days when YouTube has processed that, but I'm always curious whether people keep watching these videos after you lose the first run, because a lot of the time when a streamer loses at something, all of their viewers drop off. I watch a lot of Magic the Gathering streamers, and something they talk about is that videos where they lose the first round, even if they then go like 9-0 in that tournament, or 10-1, I guess, or 9-1 in that tournament, get a tiny fraction of the views of videos where they win the first round, even if they then subsequently lose. So it's interesting how that has a huge impact. So I guess if you're still here, leave a comment, let me know that you're still watching. We're gonna take the lumberjack shirt, I think. No, there's no point in taking that. We don't need it. Greek fire, that will help us because we do have a scared sausage, so that's gonna do, right? Yeah, we do have a scared sausage. That's gonna do a bunch of burning damage to the bosses and help us kill them faster. We'll take Lost Duck. Bag with 90 luck. I'm very curious if this pays for itself. We would need to find 4 crates. I don't think the bag will pay for itself. So rare footage, I'm gonna skip bag here. And then roll one more time. Keep the Greek fire locked and go to wave 19. I'm still shook from how bad our luck was in that first run. Ooh, loot alien, come back here. All right, so we'd have gotten 1 crate. With 90 luck, we got a loot alien spawn, and okay, I guess we got 2 crates. That's a little more typical. I do think we're running pretty behind in terms of crates, though, as well. We're not going to take the weird ghost going into the boss wave. The HP regeneration that we have doesn't really support that, and with 73 HP we've got plenty to survive, so there's no reason to do that in this run, though I have done it in previous runs and had it be close to correct. Here I'm just going to take the level 4 speed upgrade. That's just going to help out the most, I think, and crit chance and elemental damage, perfect. I'll take the luck just to give us some more consumables potentially, and then we will keep rolling just to see what we could have gotten. A bunch of cool items, actually. The poisonous tonic would have been really good, but we are just going to take our Greek Fire and go fight the bosses. And you can see that they're taking a lot of damage. I want to get the burning damage on both of them. The burning damage does, Greek Fire does 10% of the boss's current HP every tick. So it's a massive amount of damage to elites and bosses. Greek Fire. It allows you to really power up your damage against elites as an elemental build. It's what makes elemental builds now viable on into the late game. Very good item, very cool item. I'm not certain why they moved it to level 4 from level 3. I thought it was pretty cool at level 3, but I think this maybe is a little better for balance because it was very strong. Taking a look at our items here, yeah, I was definitely right, because you have to subtract 30 from this bag as well, because we got 2 crates in the last wave. So 135 off of a bag that we got quite early with 100 luck. We were definitely running below average in terms of crates picked up. The thing that did go well for this run, of course, was the anvil, which was amazing. Anvil, always an incredible top tier item. And we got a fertilizer and a peaceful bee and stuff early, so we didn't have like terrible luck or anything, but definitely a little below average this run. Pales in comparison to the first run though. All right, well, we got there. I think my conclusion is that Icicle is a little bit slow for the crazy, which really wants to just boost its damage output even higher with the massive attack speed. So I think I still would recommend doing Shuriken or Knife or Thief Dagger on the crazy over Icicle. But this was definitely a fun experiment, and Icicle's a great weapon. So obviously you can do well with it on any character that can use it. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing me humiliatingly lose a relatively easy run, and I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the worst luck I've ever experienced in Brotato, because that was very funny. As always, of course, if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to hit like and leave a comment. Helps me out a ton with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, my friends. I'll catch you next time.